Welcome to the Angry Realtor Show, airing every Sunday at noon. And I'm wearing this Angry Realtor hat because I'm angry again. And let me be very clear right from the start. This isn't a rant, this is an indictment. Housing didn't break by accident. Housing were never meant to be treated like stocks, hoarded like gold, or treated like a get-rich-quick scheme. A home is the roof above your head. It's stability, it's where families are built. And somewhere along the line, we decided profits matter more than people. And I'm not fighting buyers, I'm not fighting immigrants, I'm not fighting families trying to get ahead. I'm fighting a system that turned shelter into a financial weapon and priced regular people out of their own future. And today we're talking about how that happened and why pretending this is normal is the real problem. I'm fighting for first-time buyers, families trying to upsize, renters who want stability, homeowners who don't want their kids locked out forever. If you believe housing should first be shelter and only second be an investment, stay with me. Let's rewind. Decades ago, housing was simple. One family, one home, a 3-bedroom bungalow could house a husband and wife, 4 kids, shared bedrooms. And guess what? That was normal. A house was meant as security, stability, a place to raise your family. You lived in it, and when your family grew, you sold your home and bought a bigger one. One sale, one purchase, 2 transactions. Inventory simply moved. The system breathed. Then something changed. Homes stopped being called homes. They became doors, units, yield, and portfolios. Single-family homes, the foundation of family life, started being treated like stocks. Buy and hold, don't sell, extract equity, repeat and rinse. This sort of philosophies just started ruining everyone. That's when the inventory started to simply just disappear. Here's the part people hate hearing, but math doesn't care about feelings. When more people own multiple homes, fewer people own anyway. Traditionally, most homeowners owned one property. Today, a growing share own 2, 3, 4, or even more. In Ontario, estimates show a significant portion of homeowners now own multiple properties. That means homes get locked, turnover collapses, renting increases, entry becomes impossible. This isn't ideology, it's arithmetic. Scarcity today isn't natural, it's manufactured. When homes are bought and held, never sold, parked as asset, supply shrinks without demand actually increasing. That creates fake demand. Fake demand inflates prices. Inflated prices force families to over-leverage, take on massive debt, or exit the market entirely. This is not a housing shortage, it's a circulation problem. Before I go further, this didn't start in a vacuum. Last week, I broke down the FOMO explosion triggered by the Bank of Canada's July 2020 message when they told Canadians rate would stay low for a very, very long time. If you haven't watched that episode, go ahead, check it out because it's a solid one and it matters. Because what followed in the GTA wasn't organic demand, it was manufactured frenzy. Let's talk about what actually happened in the GTA. Pre-construction launches selling out in minutes, not hours, minutes. Why? Because agents with VIP access sold units before the public ever even saw the floor plans. Roll calls started 2 or 3 days before the launch. People stood in the day and night. They bought lawn chairs, they brought food, some even brought their elderly parents to line up. Every hour, security guards would do roll call. Miss your name? Back of the line. Bathroom break during the roll call? Back of the line. This wasn't housing demand. This was desperation engineered. Here's the part nobody wants to admit. This wasn't savings. This was HELOC money. Home values were exploding, so banks handed out access to capital like candy. 10% down on a $2 million detached, $200,000. No problem. The thinking was simple. 3 or 4 years from now, this house will be worth $2.5 million. And that's when assignments took over. The plan was never to move in, never. The plan was buy on paper, flip an assignment, pay builder fees, and walk away with $100,000 to $200,000, $300,000 in profit. That turned everyday people into speculators overnight. Not builders, not developers, regular families chasing paper gains. Condos sold by the thousands. Deals were supposed to bake. Greed took over. Now fast forward, buyers are walking away. Deposits wipe out. But here's the part people don't want to talk about. Builders are reselling those units for less than the original purchase price. That puts the original buyer in a hole they can't climb out of. They can't close, and they were never planning to live there anyway. Meanwhile, responsible buyers, the ones who sat on the sidelines, are watching this and saying to themselves, thank God we didn't chase that. And now we see investors protesting outside Builder Sales Center in Brampton, saying it's not fair. Not fair? You weren't buying shelter, you were buying a lottery ticket. And sometimes lottery tickets lose. This is the lesson every real estate cycle teaches us. Housing breaks when shelter becomes a commodity. Then you add another layer: foreign capital parking money, buy and hold, vacant or rental. Then corporations in the US, the entire neighborhoods are owned by investment firms. That's why even Donald Trump, regardless of how you feel about the man, is talking about banning corporate ownership of residential homes. Because when Wall Street owns housing, regular people lose. That's not political, that's obvious. Here's who pays the price. First-time buyers priced out. Upsizing families trapped. And then renters, they permanently become tenants. Homeowners, kids who can't afford to live anywhere near them. Everyone loses except the asset holders. And the debt that sits with the families, not institutions. I'm not anti-investment, I'm anti-abuse. A house is not a stock. You can't live in your RRSP. You can't raise a family in a spreadsheet. Housing should be shelter first, stability first, and dignity first. And until we fix that mindset, no policy will save us. Before you go, I want to hear from you. What makes you angry about real estate right now? Is it prices, inventory, foreign investors, renting forever, government policies? Please drop it in the comments. And if there is a topic you want me to take on head on in a future Angry Realtor episode, say it, because this show isn't about clicks. It's about calling out what's broken and fighting for the people stuck living with it. I'll see you next Sunday at noon again.